0-21. If your team went 0-21, the coach is getting sacked, the general manager gone. Hell, the stadium naming rights will get sold to a payday loan outfit. The mascot will start updating their LinkedIn profile. And some dude named Randy in Alabama will be on hold with his local sports radio station demanding that the entire roster be released into the swamps. But if you are the Trump DOJ, 0-21 just means that you need to try again. But this time, try even harder, just with the same game plan. Because Donald Trump's Justice Department has been running the exact same play over and over and over again since January. Suing states, demanding their voter rolls. And this week, they lost their 21st case in a row. So far, every state, every judge, every single time. Pennsylvania, Maryland, Wisconsin, Maine, Arizona, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Oregon, California, Michigan, Illinois, plus everything in the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. 21 rulings, all coming to the exact same conclusion. Donald Trump, no. Bad dog, no biscuit. And in one of these hearings, a judge just straight up asked the DOJ's own lawyer whether that there was any meaningful way to tell his case apart from all of the ones they've already lost. And this poor government attorney had to stand up in open court and answer on the record, "No, Your Honor." So we do have to ask the question, what the hell are they asking for and why? Homeland Security says that they have found 250,000 potential non-citizens registered across 4 states. Potential. They won't say how many actually are non-citizens. They won't say how many tried to vote. They won't say anything about how they're even determining any of this. They won't show their work. They won't show their methodology. But they are dropping that number, that magic number, right before this 90-day quiet period when you're legally not allowed to touch the voter rolls. Their timing is immaculate, right? So think about this playbook. Announce this scary big number, start the clock, and then make sure that nobody can legally check your work until after the election. And since non-citizen voting became a federal crime in 1996, the total number of people prosecuted for this in this entire country, 129 over the course of 30 years in a country of 330 million people. And let's be clear what they're asking for, because voter rolls sounds harmless. It sounds like a list of names. It is not a list of names. They want addresses, dates of birth, driver's license numbers, partial social security numbers for every registered voter in any state they're asking for. They are building a federal database of every voting adult in America sitting on one server under the control of an administration that has spent an entire year explaining why the rules don't apply to them. And every state official who's looked at that request said the exact same thing, which is once you hand that power over, you will never, ever get it back. And I have to ask the obvious question. If you can't win in front of a single judge in front of a single state, do you think they actually want the data? Or is the plan to actually keep losing? And I want you to tell me in the comments, because election lawyers are already telling you what they think this is for. It was never about actually getting the rolls. This is about building a case, building a paper trail of grievances so that when the Republicans lose seats in November, they have an excuse pre-written and it's sitting on the shelf and they just have to pull it out. We tried to check, but these states won't let us. Something must have happened. And we've already seen these people, these feds, run names through a faulty and erroneous immigration database. So we know that none of this is going to make sense other than to say the system's broken. And I think those errors is the point. That's the point. Prove that the system's broken, even if it's your team that's doing the breaking. And look, we've got 3-ish months until the midterms. And you've got an administration with a perfect losing record in federal court and a Homeland Security Secretary / plumber who still hasn't shown any of his math to a single state that he's accusing. And you want to know what actually reassures me about election security? 21 times we've had federal judges telling the president's own lawyers they don't have a case. 0-21. Somebody raise a banner, because that is an impossible feat almost. I mean, the government losing 21 straight times. Absolutely love to see it. Independent media like us, by the way, we survive because people like you show up for us. If you want outlets that are actually going to keep score on the times that the Trump administration loses in court, then consider becoming a member. And if you can't do that, a huge, huge help is just simply leaving a comment, hitting the like button, hitting subscribe. Everything counts.